do anything more before we're done with the final. And after the race, I'll just start to fuel up again with more kind of carbs, pasta, rice, those kind of things. So that's kind of the thing I eat, but I would say it's quite boring. It's more kind of routines than it. Yeah, I feel like my dad always tried to make like good food, but for me, food is like fueling, so it's kind of work to eat it. So in the springtime, you try to eat a little bit different, but during the season, it's like always kind of the same boring stuff. But it's really important. So I actually have a history from this year's Tour de France where one of the athletes, they eat rice for breakfast, and after 3 weeks of eating rice, you're pretty bored, to be honest. So he ate 2 bars of Snickers to breakfast the last day. So that's a little bit kind of how we do things when you're tired. And Tour de Ski, for example, you're just you're tired and you're also tired of eating. So and my favorite waffles, I mean, I'm allergic to gluten, egg and milk, so you can imagine how good those waffles are. But I have some good ones that I make, but it's more like pancakes, because without egg and without milk, when you just open the waffle, it's on both sides, so it's terrible. So I'll do more pancakes, but those ones are pretty easy. It's just those kind of, it's oats. Fuck, it's oats. Yeah, so it's boring.
My group's question was, do you have any tips to deal with helmet hair?
Helmet hair.
Use hoofs, maybe. So no, but it's helmet hair. I mean, is that actually a thing? Like, is that a struggle? Like, yeah, I mean, never had that kind of struggle. I feel like, to be honest, but I would say like, what do you say on that question? Take a shower. I mean, that's the best advice I have, I guess.
How do you like deal with nerves before a race, or like maybe a hard workout or something?
I mean, I feel like that's kind of the worst part of being a skier. I would say like when I do some of those races, I always ask myself the same question, like, why do I do this? Is there actually so much fun? Because I hate it so much when I kind of prepare for a race, and especially those sprint races. I feel like those are the worst, because you prepare yourself for prologue, and then you're done with the prologue. You really need to reset and then prepare yourself for a quarterfinal, and when you're done with that, you do the same for the semifinal and then for the final again. So those things are really hard, and especially for the world champs, I feel like it's a little bit more extra nerves. I'm just trying to do things that I like to do in my daily routine. So a good example can be when I did the Olympics in 2018. I was really struggling with the nerves, and I felt like every single day when I woke up for the last 14 days before the Olympics started, I woke up and I felt like my throat was kind of sore. So I was like 99% sure that I was going to be sick. But I was only feeling the soreness when I was thinking about it. So I woke up, started thinking about it, and it was like, shit, it's here today as well. And then when I didn't think about it and did other stuff, I didn't feel it. So I kind of escaped from it in terms of, actually, I was playing so much PlayStation, so I managed to get some of my friends to stay up during the night and wake up really early in the morning to play PlayStation with me, just to kind of distract myself from having those sore throats. So I had some good friends that helped me out a little bit, and that was the time when we played a lot of Fortnite. So that was my best memory from the Olympics, was playing Fortnite with my friends back in Norway. So I think that's kind of tells how much nerves it is involved with racing. And yeah, I feel like that's the worst part. So from now I always bring my PlayStation, and from not for a regular World Cup weekend because it's not that bad for a World Cup race, but for the Olympics and for the World Champs, it's always there, and it's been like that since 2018. So I'm starting to get pretty good at PlayStation as well.
All right, my group question is, what do you think sets you apart? What do you think sets you apart from other skiers?
Well, that's a good question. I think it's a lot of good skiers, and people are really putting in the work. We did the roller ski race now in Trondheim the last 3 days before I went there, and I was pretty shocked because people are so good, and people are really training well. So I think what's kind of separates me is that I'm kind of taking an advantage of my downhill skills. I feel like that's been kind of key to at least some of those sprint races. And I mean also just trying to have fun. I mean those races where I do my best and like have the most fun, that's also the races that kind of ends up being the best results. So I feel like that's for me that's always been the key to try to find those fun moments and find those things that actually kind of gives me energy, and that can be everything from the spectators, it can be from what you do like before the race, who you're with, and all those kind of things. So I feel like it's always hard for me to compare myself to others because I don't know what thoughts they have and what they do for their preparation and all those kind of things, because all skiers out there really put in a lot of work, and almost everyone have the same amount of hours. We do pretty much the same thing, so it's more about kind of the mental game and also how you really deal with the nerves during the races. So I think that's kind of for me the important part of actually having fun. So those races where I don't have fun is also those races where I struggle the most. So I think that's the key for me.
Okay, so my group wanted to know about your hair care routine, just like from start to finish. Like you wake up in the morning and you need a shower. What are you gonna do, like hair washing? Please and thank you.
Okay, so what I do is that I wake up in the morning, I'll take a shower, and I use my own hair products for washing my hair. So I use, it depends, I have two kind of different options. I have one shampoo and I have one hair and body shampoo kind of, so it depends about what I have available. Then I do the, just dry my hair with like, what do you call it? It's like,
blow dry?
no, just the same as you kind of dry your body with, you know? Towel, sorry. So I use the towel, just try to dry my hair a little bit, and then I just put in the gold wax that I have. And that makes the job, actually. So, I mean, it's not more complicated than that. So, yeah. But
Oh
so
God.
I think that's the.
That was awesome.
That's my hair routine.
Woo!
Do you prefer to skate ski or classic ski in races?
It's hard. I feel like it's a little bit split because for sprint races I like skating the most because I feel like it's a little bit more challenging. In classic it's like you have different tracks, so it's kind of, you know where you need to go, but in skating you can kind of do more different kind of choices. But in distance, I like the classic the most because skating just gets so stiff in my legs in the uphills. It's just, yeah, that's the worst part. So it's a little bit it's a little bit split. So skating for sprint and classic for distance.
When you're doing threshold training, do you target lower lactates for a longer time during threshold, or a slightly higher lactate for a shorter amount of time during that threshold training?
Yeah, so that depends a little bit, but my threshold is normally I will need to stay below 3.5 in lactate. So I do normally my